Hi everyone. Today I'll be adding some more RCs to my Wltoys fleet. Wanted to do a quick unboxing, share you some thoughts on the whole A-series and some other Wltoys that I have. But let's get right into it. This is how the package came in. Again, I purchased all this myself, so I'll share as much as I can with you and be as honest with you as I can be. Let's get right into it. So inside of this big plastic bag you get two small ones, similar to other ones you've seen me open. We'll start with this one. So here we have the Vortex, otherwise known as a Wltoys A959. This series comes in 3 models. The claim speeds are 35 km, 45 km, and 70 km. This happens to be the 45 km. As you can see, these two are the 45s. The A is the 35, B is the 70. Okay, and you can take a look at the series. This is a pretty good shot of all the ones they offer, and you'll recognize some of these here, and we'll go through it in a bit. So I had another one of these that I ordered, ended up giving to my buddy, and I have to say this package is way better than the one that the other one came in. I ordered the black and red for myself, gave him that white and blue you see on the box. But yeah, this packaging is way better. Ordered from the same place too. So here, instruction manual, charger. This is that plastic lug wrench that I was talking about. These are really useless. I usually round them out really quickly, especially on the B's, because you'll see they have a double lug on the wheels to keep those things on there with the big ass motor. So I was mistaken. This apparently seems to be the B, or the other truck. Well, let me show you what this one is. So here would be this one, the A979-B. This is the monster truck style series. And then here, A969 is the short course truck series. You get the buggy and then the rally cars. So I was initially looking for this guy, A979 non-B, but I was able to find a deal that made this guy cheaper, so I went ahead and got him. I'll tell you the reasons why I wanted the non-B, or the 390 motor instead of the 550 on this one. But this one definitely came in very well packed, and that's kind of nice. Here's the inside of the box, nothing else. So this is the typical Wltoys remote. It works okay, but I'm not the biggest fan on it because I prefer dials over buttons for the adjustments. But it's got a nice foam wheel on it, some spring action, and the range is okay. But 4 AA's power switch right here, in case you guys are ever having trouble finding it. Now for the car itself, very clean, very cool. These are super sturdy. You'll see, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of other videos on these. But I went with this. Well, we'll get into the different styles in a bit. But I'm gonna go ahead and place this with the fleet. That is a good fitting spot next to my other B with short course truck. So this was the box I was talking about, but this one came in actually very nicely compared to the blue one that I ordered for my buddy. But this is the 390 45 km or 50 no, no yeah 50 km claim speed. I think the websites say 45. But I got a chance to drive this. It's pretty fun, pretty awesome. I did not keep the first one for myself because I have the 14001 right there in the back, blue and green. I love that thing. Didn't think I needed another buggy, but you see in my channel name, I have an addiction. I have problems with these, so I did end up getting this guy for myself. So I do like how they secure everything. It's very well packaged. There's tape holding down all the pieces. You guys saw in my A959 video, the black and yellow one, that thing was just kind of hanging for its dear life in the package. Sorry, this part's taking so long. Same idea. I use the same remote. I'm not going to pull this one out yet, but same exact remote as the other one you saw. Same charger, same plastic leg wrench. Here you go. Very cool, very fun to play with. 1/18 scale. My other buggy's a 1/14. I didn't think the size would be that much of a difference, but it is. Very cool thing to note about this series compared to the other small ones I've been showing. Metal shafts, plastic cups, but similar to the A959, that's not bad. These shocks can take oil, which is very cool. Saves the cost of any upgrades. This is an upgrade I recommend because it improves the handling of the vehicle drastically. All the other stuff, if it breaks, fixes needed. Another very cool thing is I believe these are bearings instead of bushings. I may be incorrect. No, I am incorrect. This does appear to be bushing, not bearing. So I was misinformed on that one. But I do have bearings for these that I will be installing. Okay. That right there is my Wltoys fleet. I will go through each of them now and give you a little bit of my thoughts, my personal opinions, and you know, it's just an opinion. Everybody has their own, and either way, all of them are awesome, all of them are fun, and all of them are very durable. And again, plenty of videos to see on there, but let me talk to you a little bit about them. So I'm going to start from here. This is an A949. You might have seen me in the intro video talk about this just a little bit, but I love this thing. I do not come across this one as often, and when I do, it's pretty expensive, but this thing is great. 390 motor, so it is a slower version. If you'll notice, the tires are a little bit smaller compared to this short course truck. That does affect the way that it handles, and it's interesting because they're all the same series. They all use the same motors, internals, components, but because of the body style and just the wheels and tires alone make a huge difference. And it's very cool because of that, because you can get each of them and they give you fun and joy in different ways. So there's that. This you saw me just open, A959, no suffix, so very cool. I'll show you the inside of this one just because we just got it. There you go, battery, 390 motor. Something important to note when you're planning your own Wltoys fleet is the connector styles. The 390s come with this JST connector, not a problem, just different. And remember that if you happen to get a fleet, because they might not be able to share batteries, and we'll get into that on the next one. So here's that buggy. Sorry, I didn't give you much of an explanation. Buggy, bigger wheels, tire pattern different. What this translates to for me when I compare to the other ones is handling. This thing handles very nicely. It's not all over the place. Top speed runs are a little bit different though, and we'll get into that. Okay. Going back to this guy, you can do hard packed dirt, nothing too rocky, pebbly, and road smooth surfaces. It's awesome. This guy can handle a little bit more of the off-road with the taller ground clearance because of the wheels and tires. That's where that really comes into play. So a little bit more off-road capability, meaning dirt. This guy, I wanted the monster truck style because you could see he has the fattest tires and wheels, and that to me translates on landing impact. So if I want to take jumps, this is the guy I prefer or would like to use, because when it hits the ground, takes the impact, you can see it takes a bit more for the body to hit the ground versus this guy. He's just floating on the ground, and I know my surface isn't great, but you can see if I flex the wheel up, it goes well beyond the chassis, so this thing smacks the ground on jumps. Same with this one, they all do, but you can see how the tire doesn't hang down as much, so once the tire gives, then it'll hit, versus this one just hitting. But this guy, you can see, has much more. So I got him for jumping, impacts, bashing. I wanted the slower model going into it now, because I know if you guys played with these, the 590 or the 540 motor is pretty overkill. It's awesome. That's why I got them, but it is overkill. They're hard to handle on full throttle. This guy, because he's taller, he will roll easier when you're trying to turn and flip. So good for jumps, impacts, hits. I think would be great. Here's what I was talking about. The bigger motors come with the T-plug, which I use a lot of on my cars. But that is a difference, so you can store or get more of, so that you can have more than the 10-15 minute run. The difference though, yeah, is the motor, the battery connector is different on this one. It's the same on this guy, which is another B. But that's the inside of this one, and we'll leave these off so that you can see the difference in size, which is quite a bit. That one does have a heat sink, which is cool. Not necessary. And then here, my last A-series is a 979-B. Very cool. I happen to really like short course trucks. Sucker for this one right here. Love the style. It's a little bit in between the buggy and the rally car in terms of ground clearance and height. But this thing is great for speed runs, in my opinion. Straight line speed runs, because the weight is a little bit more spread and distributed, so it holds to the ground better. It's less likely to roll compared to the monster truck. And the A959B I see tends to spin out very easily in the big motor model. But that's my A-series fleets, and a little bit of background on them. I try not to repeat, and that's why I call it a fleet, because they all bring different joy, they all have different purpose. Share a little bit more about my other Wltoys cars. This is the 12402A. Love this thing. Very cool, very awesome. I have some gripes about it. It's an older model. I think they use plastic gears in the diffs, but it's super fun. It can take jumps. I did the oil shock replacement. This series did not come with shocks that you can put oil into. A bummer, but that's okay. We love upgrading, and we will do as necessary. Thing I did not like is the battery compartment on the bottom, as you can hear me speak about on this guy, the HS. But at least there's no screw in it, but I worry about that thing popping out. The other one, you hear me say I love them all. I really do. This guy won me over. The first run I had on this just opened up Pandora's box, and really made me want to explore all the other ones they had. But these two were the first I ordered, and man, they got me. But thanks for watching. Try not to ramble on too much. I think everything was pretty informative. I just want to shout out to all the other YouTube RC guys that are an awesome resource when making my purchases, and that's the key. Make your research, do your research, figure out what you want, and then make your purchase. But as you can see, I'm pretty deep, and I don't see myself stopping unless I lose my job, and I hope I don't. But yeah, this is a love, an addiction, whatever you want to call it. Some quick thoughts and plans. I may take this 540 or the bigger motor and swap it into this E-AT04. This thing comes with 390. I feel like it could use some juice, as I feel like this could juice down, unless I just pick up a 390 model on its own. But that is a potential I might do for the balance. Or that may turn brushless soon. we'll see. I have a bunch of spare parts I haven't shared with you guys yet, but lots going on. Lots to upgrade, lots to modify. That's just on the small scale world. Of course, we got our crawlers. Still got the cheetah, not done yet. And haven't really even gotten into this guy. Definitely want to put a bigger brushless in there. The Outrunner one is kind of tiny. But yeah, that's just me. Gotta jump into everything. See if we can make it more enjoyable. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and take care. Be cool.